Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra, with me Shel Bhatnagar, and this is Market Today, the last 1 hour of trade of 2024. Well, we've definitely improved from the morning trade. We are trading near the high point of the day. The Nifty is absolutely flattened out at 23,627. Among the sectors, there's a lot more improvement along with the pharma stocks, which is now up by 1% almost as far as the index is concerned. You have oil and gas, you have consumer durables, PSU banks, metals, FMCG, autos, and even slight gains in the private banks that are now participative, along with the broader market gains, especially the small caps that are up by 0.7% odd as well. Top movers on the Nifty include names like BEL, that's up nearly 3%. Kotak Mahindra Bank, ONGC, Trent is yet again up 2% higher. Coal India, Tata Consumer Products are some of the other top movers. On the lower end, you have Adani Enterprises seeing some losses right there, or giving up some of the gains of yesterday. Tech Mahindra, TCS, Infosys and Shriram Finance are some of the other top drags at this point in time. But sentiment improving looks like, and let's hope whether we end on a green note is what we can actually hope for right now. Good afternoon, Shel.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What's actually happened is that the Nifty's managed to save the blushes. The day's low today was 23,460. A bit of a reversal, short covering, call it what you may, buying by mutual funds, whatever you might say. You have 23,627 for you, and about an easy 130, 135 point recovery from day's low. We are in the green as far as the Nifty 500 is concerned, 22,360. About a 400 point recovery from an intraday low for the Nifty IT index, now down 680 points. In the morning you had a 1,000 point cut on this one, and there is absolutely no stopping the pharma space. Now Aurobindo Pharma is at day's high, so is Laurus, both of them enjoying 3% gains each over yesterday's close. There is a pretty strong move coming into counters such as Indraprasth Gas, 2.28% higher at 416. Remember, we had suggested to take a very serious look at it at 355 when we had interviewed Mr. Amit Goyal from Pace 360 PMS. He was buying heavily at that point of time, and this has turned out to be a fantastic investment as well as a good trade. Ipca Labs, no stopping this one. You will see a digit change here. 1700 is near, 2.25% higher. Siemens is doing well, again an uptick of about 2.5%. ABB, Cummins, this is a space that is clicking well into the green. But apart from that, you have the entire PSU pack doing pretty well. Today is the day for Kudremuch oil refineries and chemicals, 14% higher. Beats me why. ITI, you had seen a record high in the morning, 413. Massive profit booking here, but the counter is still up 2%. You have 387. The railway space is thick with gains, 4.3% higher on RVNL. Rights is taking it away, 10% higher. Remember, in the morning we had started marking it where it was 4 percentage points higher. So strong move coming in there. RCF, HUDCO, IRCON, BEL, MOIL. These are some of the stocks that are doing pretty well in trade and enjoying their spotlight under the sun on 31st of December, Sakshi.
Absolutely. So some of these outperformers are doing very well in this flat market. We have our guest now with us. So we have Mr. Kranti Badini, Director of Research at Wealth Mill Securities, joining right in. Mr. Badini, warm welcome. Good afternoon to you, and here's wishing you a fantastic upcoming 2025. New Year greetings to you. Tell us, first up, what is it that you're excited about as far as the new year is concerned? Will the markets be better off from where we are?
And Shel, Sakshi, best wishes for the new year, and yeah, I'm much excited for the new year, and it's going to be much exciting year with the new president at United States. So we have hectic time. We are going to have tracking his tweets and how the market is going to behave. That's on a lighter note. And going ahead, I believe in the first half of the year, the budget is going to set the tone for the markets, and also the first from the first week of Jan onwards, we're going to actively track the earnings of the Q3 earnings of the companies. So they are going to give much more direction for the market, and also in the Q1 of the Q1 and Q2 of the current calendar year, we had witnessed some kind of a slowdown in terms of the capex is concerned. That's going to pick up in the 2025, and also government's reforms agenda is at a slower note in the first half of the year. So we are going to see some kind of the reform activity to take that pace. The pace of growth is going to accelerate further, and also the much awaited the rate cut. So these are the positive triggers that are going to be in the new year. By and large, I expect a positive momentum and positive returns, but it's going to be a stock specific as we witnessed in 2024. But 25 is going to be a much exciting year because in 24 we witnessed the geopolitical issues and the slowdown of growth, all the wall of worries
Right.
we could able to pass through. And also the notable points actually, Shail and you are there in the markets quite a long time. Uh, Whenever the FPI sells for a tune of more than $60 billion, markets used to get into a bear kind of phase. But we have not witnessed any kind of a symptom of bear case scenario. All the scenarios, what we are seeing is a kind of consolidation. But Indian equities, Indian markets could able to withstand the selling up by FPIs for a tune of $60 billion. It is a notable thing to note that the key takeaway for 2024. And I'm sure these FPIs will be back once we resume our growth territory. Again, the long only FPIs are slowly showing their signs of interest to get into Indian markets.
Right. Good afternoon to you, Kranti, and a very warm welcome. We are also hoping for a bright and shiny January from
Still,
September,
I'm not able
mid-September
to hear
onwards
you.
till this date. It's been okay. Let me just see what we can do at our end. Am I audible to you now, Kranti? Kranti, can you hear me? What we'll do is we'll try and do a sound check with Kranti again. But for the moment, it's a bit of a green dab on the Nifty. It was just up about 2-3 points. Again, selling pressure slipping in. But what's really interesting is that we had started the morning on a negative note. Remember, I had marked 830 advanced decline versus 1400 stocks that were in the red. Well, it's the absolute reverse now. 1426 stocks are in the green compared with 964 that are in the red, and a slew of indices. We tracked 19 for you. At least 9 of them are in the green. The Nifty Energy Index and the Pharma Index are top gainers, and that's primarily on account of Reliance now at its day's high. Although it's up just 7 rupees, but that itself is a critical gain for the Nifty. Reliance up now 3 rupees 25 at 12.13. Kranti, Shail here back again. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah,
If yes,
Shail,
please
loud and
let me
clear.
know.
I can hear you, Shail.
Okay. A very warm welcome once again, and it's
Thanks,
always
man.
a pleasure to host you, especially on this last day of 2024. What would prompt you in the markets to maybe push in the sell button? What looks good at this level, and what makes sense to be added to the long-term portfolio for 2-3 years?
Shell, definitely infrastructure themes looks very interesting at this point of time for a longer term investors. Names like L&T, and we also seen the infrastructure themes, names like Adani Enterprises getting a buy call at this point of time, and also the stock in a consolidation phase going up. So the infrastructure theme is still on Shell. Names in the infrastructure and also engineering and construction, this theme looks very interesting for a medium to longer term perspective. And also the healthcare, the hospitals, and also the diagnostics. These are the themes still, despite of their little bit stretched valuation, but the recent correction in these stocks, consolidation in these stocks, gives a good entry level for the investors for a medium to longer term with a horizon of 1 to 2 years. And I still quite bullish with respect to the defense as a sector. The theme is intact. The recent correction of these stocks from its peak, nearly 20 to 30%. Uh, the names like Cochin Shipyard, Guardian Reach, BDL, these are the names still looks very interesting. Shell for a time horizon more than 1 year. So one need to be very stock specific at this point of time. Names like HDFC Bank in the large cap still looks very attractive. The stock has been is underperformer in the past 18 months, but still for a longer term horizon, one can add this stock, especially for the investors who have patience. Patience is the key trigger for these kind of stocks to hold on to their portfolio.
Okay, got that. Also wanted to understand from you some of the themes that should be in focus as far as 2025 is concerned. You did talk about defense. Apart from this, do you see the return of some of the sectors which have not performed in 2024, or do you think some of those could be in the front line?
So actually, one sector which is on our radar right now is the autos. Autos
Yeah.
have been underperformers in the past 2 quarters, but any surprise rate cut or early rate cut from the new RBI governor and the MPC committee that can further rally these auto stocks. What we can sense in the auto sector is concerned, actually, even though we see the number of volumes are coming down, but the average unit sales have been going up for the auto stocks. India has emerged from a entry level car to it is a mid sedan and also the SUV capital of the world. The auto sector looks interesting, but there is a transition is going on. There is a sudden shift from the ICE to the electric engines, and also there is a little bit of dichotomy with respect to the consumers whether to go for the existing ICE engines or because of the lack of infrastructure with respect to the electric vehicles are concerned. The rural sector is not picking up with rural sales for electric vehicles is yet to pick up. Right now, the story is just theme is just limited to the metros and urban capitals of the world of India is concerned. Whereas what we can sense in the coming days is we can see some kind of uptick in the auto numbers in the coming quarters. I'm not telling you overnight it's going to happen, but there is going to be a fundamental shift in terms of the numbers of autos is concerned over a period of time. So any dip in the auto sector, we definitely will be adding auto names.
Fair point. What we'll do is we'll take a detour into the indices that are now moving in terms of gains. Look at NSE 500. This was also in the negative, but a strong move now coming this side on the NSE 500. Let me just point out to you some winners on this one. So we have Avanti Feeds 12.4% higher, 674 for you. A very sharp move coming into this one. Volume is about 3,27,000 shares, and this is not a counter which is often traded at such high a volume. This is 9 times the 5-day average, and so far on the NSE about 94 lakh 50,000 shares have been traded on Avanti Feeds. Also doing very well is Concord Bio. This is something that I had marked in the morning. This is now up 4.5%. Strong volumes, 11.6 lakh shares, which is about 30 times 5-day average. Reddington, 10% higher, 207. You have a strong move coming into both refiners, MRPL and Chennai Petro. Keep an eye out on this. These are both accompanied by a sharp spurt in price and an equally sharp jump in traded volumes. So this is what is being watched in the market so far. Apart from that, any all-time highs? Yes, you have CRISIL and Lupin, about 4% higher on CRISIL, 62.21. About 99,000 shares have been traded. Apart from that, there are the usual suspects. A new one coming in today, Muthoot Finance, 1.8% higher, 21.40. Radico Khaitan, Lloyds Metals, and Newgen Software. Sakshi.
Okay, got that. Interesting names that are actually buzzing in this space right there. Kranti, let us ask you, as far as the broader markets are concerned, any key stocks that you're looking at or sector that you're betting big on for 2025 from the mid and the small cap space? How would you approach this space?
Uh, the recent IPO, Sakshi, the quality of the paper, and also there is a diversity in the names that IPOs that came in the market. So it gives some opportunity. We are keenly tracking the new IPOs. Of course, we could not able to get any chance in these IPOs to make any kind of quick gains. But these stocks are the recent names like Dam Capital, and also names like International Gemology. These themes are looks very interesting, but the valuations looks stretched in the medium to short term. Names like Afcon. These are the very different business models. So we have been tracking these earnings at a appropriate level. One can chip in, but in a staggered manner. If an investor is looking for the longer term, one can add these kind of names in their portfolio. But we have not started any kind of serious buying at this point of time. These are on our radar, but we're waiting for the levels to take an entry into these kind of names.
I'd also like to mark some stocks, Mr. Patini, that you had mentioned on our channel that have actually turned out to be great performers for investors, and would like to thank you for naming them. You talked about PTC Industries. That's been one of the wealth creators from the defense space, on the channel. You also took the name of Work Hard. That was another one that has outperformed in this space as well. Do let us know if there is anything else that I'm missing out that you marked out and you've actually seen great returns for your clients this year.
Sakshi, thanks. These stocks have turned out to be the best outperformers. Thanks for the investors who bought. But these are our contrarian bets. Of course, Wakad is definitely a contrarian bet, which outperformed and which has risen from 300 to 1430 levels. So one need to have a very different contrarian view while picking up the stocks. But one need to have that patience to hold on to the stock when the stock was trending around 250 to 300.
Yeah.
That's where the real patience get tested for the investors. But those investors who could able to hold on to the stock with patiently, the stock could turn as a multi-bagger for the investors. We still believe in the theme of aerospace, defense, but the valuations look stretched, Sakshi. Probably may not get a multi-bagger kind of returns, but one can get a mid-teen kind of returns in these names what we discussed. Of course, our eyes are always to get a kind of a multi-bagger kind of returns, but never in the past multi-bagger will not come. Okay, one need to have patiently hold, and the appropriate levels to make an entry is extremely crucial to get a multi-bagger kind of returns for the investors. So our always we look for value, but these kind of markets getting a strong deep value has becoming very difficult for the investors like me. But given the kind of potential upside and earning visibility, the stocks what we mentioned, okay, can qualify for a period of time.
Okay, 252, the last almost 40 minutes of trade start for 2024. Remember, we'll be drawing the curtain today on what has been a very bad quarter, but a fantastic year. On the Nifty, we saw a peak of about 22% returns year to date somewhere in September. That's been reduced to just 8%. Look at the small cap and the large cap indices. They've added about 23-24% to their tally in 2024. Of course, the intra-year highs were substantially higher. Both of them returned somewhere like 32-34%. On the index alone, talk about individual stocks, that will be a little later. But a very sharp rally that has come into these stocks. And Sakshi, I'm just wondering if you can help me with the return on gold. Would you guess how
Yes.
much gold has appreciated in 2024? Yes, tell me.
26%. And
Shall you-
silver has given
Just a-
34% return.
Yeah, so it's
Shail, that's what I was about to tell
yes.
you. Look at the
So
silver
all I'm
price.
trying to say is that yes, all I'm trying to tell you is, ladies and gentlemen, that the Indian housewife has beaten all fund managers hollow, and without even without doing much effort. बस
You should
जो
have
घर में
worn your
पैसा पड़ा हुआ है,
gold necklace
चलो,
today.
लगा दो gold में.
Shell, you should have worn your gold necklace today. You have also bought that for yourself, and you've managed to outpace the fund managers right there by investing big in gold.
Okay, I'll just get it from the residents downstairs. I'll wear it just to sort of mark my, how should I say, standing and how should I say, similar investment ideas, just as the Indian housewife does. And even today, look at how Kalyan Jewellers is moving up 1.7% higher. And I saw another gold company, I'm forgetting the name in the morning. Of course, Muthoot Finance. That's also doing pretty well. So that is what has sort of triggered my morning. I was just looking at year-to-date performances, and I'd also like to mention this phenomenal rally in some other indices. Wait, I have some very good data for you. Wait, let me just show it to you. Okay, NSE all indices. Load. The pharma index is up the maximum. The Nifty healthcare index is up 41% year to date. The Nifty Pharma index is up 40%. Nifty Realty added 34%. Then you have the usual suspects: Nifty Alpha, Nifty 50, CPSC index 25% higher. IT is given substantial returns, 22% higher. Auto index, for all its pain, is still up 22%. So that's how the structure is. Yes, the Nifty and the Bank Nifty have been sort of muted over the last 3 months or so. But I think we should all be very happy. At least I am. I have made money on gold, and I have made money on equities also. And buy and hold has turned out to be a fantastic thing. Some of the stocks have more than 5 or 6 times return in 2024. So it's been a good journey. I hope 2025 is good for all of us, and all of us make supernormal money on the markets. With that, Kranti, one more mid-cap stock that you would be looking at to add to your portfolios apart from Wockhardt.
Well, I'm quite bullish with respect to the Indian consumption and disposable incomes are concerned. Over a period of time, people are looking for luxury, and the household furniture is one of the key theme. So I'm just tracking this stock by name Stanley Lifestyle. Okay, the stock recently got listed, and the stock is trending in the bottom of the now around 420 range. The valuations and also the given the long-term theme of disposable incomes are concerned, the consumption theme in India is going to prosper very well. So they are into high-end kind of a lifestyle furniture items. So the stocks were interesting to me for a medium to longer term perspective. So if the investor have that high risk appetite and also have a complete belief on India's consumer theme, especially the disposable incomes are concerned, definitely one can add this stock because the reason is the high-end property sales have been taking up very well. So once the interiors are done, people will be looking to furnish their houses. So there is a lag effect is going on, but the current levels are going to be looks very interesting to me.
Okay. Interesting one right there. All right. Now, Kranti, before we let you go, tell us what are you really planning to do tonight? What are your New Year plans? And what is the New Year resolution you are going to take tomorrow morning?
Uh, Thank you, Sakshi. I'm going to be with my friends and family members, especially tonight. And I had a fatal accident this year. So
Yes.
last 6, 7 months have been a roller coaster to me. I'm still coming out of that pains. I had to come out of the pains because the ortho treatments are it's chronic in nature. So
Yeah.
I'm going to more focus on health uh, and the diet in the next coming days. So these are the New Year resolutions. Always we make the resolutions to be to break, but this year I'm going to be more focused.
Okay, health first, and that's absolutely a great idea to start the new year. Before you go, I want you to see Shell. Shell is back with his, wonderful gold necklace that he has been sharing with all our viewers. His new look. Yes, okay, we can see you, Shell, with that look. So that is where gold has glittered completely in Shell's portfolio in 2024.
Yes. So I was hoping to wear it on Friday, but Sakshi, which was the end of the week, now I'll wear it at the end of the day,
Yeah.
end of the year, which is today. So Kranti, this is only and only for you. This is my new look, and I have planned to sort of expand my gold wardrobe. Sakshi, I was in the Mumbai studios last week, and everybody
Yes.
was asking me, why are you not wearing your gold chain today? I said, you will have me kidnapped if I wear it outside my
Yeah.
home. But everybody was watching. And Kranti,
Well, wishing you all the
what
best,
do you think?
and hoping to see you with a crown in the coming days. Okay, uh, that's what we can expect.
Oh my God.
My family will throw me out. I have a very nice pagdi that I can wear for you some other day. But if you check my WhatsApp
Yes.
image, you'll see me wearing a pagdi. So that can be done, but not a crown. I think my wife just brought this up on the second floor, and she gave me a look that defies. I'd rather not describe it. That why are you wearing it again? But it's great fun. It's great fun. A lot of people in all parties come around me and get their pictures clicked, and their wives keep looking at me, and I smile back. You people have stopped wearing gold, and I have started wearing it with a vengeance, and I'm very happy that I've made super normal money also on this one.
Yes, 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 absolutely. All right, Kranti, thank you so much for being with
Thank
us
you.
on this special
Thank you
edition
all.
and hope you have a great new
Thank
year
you.
ahead.
Thank you. Thanks, Shell.
Okay.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thank you.
Okay. We now have Mr. Kshitij Mahajan, co-founder, Complete Circle Capital, now joining in on this show with us. Kshitij, warm welcome. New Year greetings to you. Good to have you with us. Before I ask you your plans for the New Year's and your New Year resolution, what do you have to say on Shell's new look with the gold chain as he's celebrating fantastic 26% return in his own gold portfolio also?
Hi, Sakshi. Hi, how are you? Always a pleasure to be with you on this show.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, my plan is one is for a wealthy and healthy portfolio, and then second is a healthy lifestyle. That's what I keep living also, and that's what I
Yes.
keep eating also. This is something which my plan is. In fact, I've gone for a run in the morning because that's my routine thing for every year and a new year. I ensure that I hit 10 15 kilometers. That's what I've done, and then plan is to party in the night. That's what we are here for. So I think we should celebrate each and every single thing, whether market's up and down. That's a part of market, and we should keep on doing our job. But I think broadly, fitness is something which I believe you should all aim for, because wealth to ban jayega, but agar fitness hi nahi hogi, then what you'll do with the wealth? So
Very true.
if you really want to live healthy life, you should look at working out something or other, whatever you like, maybe gymming, yoga, running, cycling, swimming, whatever way, and stay happy. Stay happy. There is no end to what you desire, but whatever is there, just be grateful and be happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On the portfolio side, I think God has been
Hello,
really kind.
Kshitij, and a very warm welcome.
Sir, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Please.
let's get the work out of the way and then we'll discuss some other health tips. Tell us about
Yeah.
your portfolio.
So God has been kind. What we started and how we started carving out the portfolio has played out really well for us. I always keep on saying that 17-18% is something which requires a lot of work, a lot of research. But markets have been really very kind, and that's what we have been seeing last 3 years. So that should not be seen as a benchmark. When we are talking about returns. What we are looking at is we are looking at businesses, companies which are growing at 20 to 23% of earning growth. 24% is what we are able to achieve in the last 2.5 years. Compounding, that's what we are able to achieve. But it has a lot more to do with the markets also, rather than just only our work. So what we desire to do going further also is to keep on evaluating businesses which include newest business, which include manufacturing, auto, defense, which include pharma for sure, which include power, which include your energy. These type of businesses we are looking at, and above all, what Sakshi and you keep on preaching to everyone is financialization or savings is something which
Yes.
keep on pushing everyone that you should come to organized investing. And if you don't understand this game, I think mutual fund or PMS or AF is a good way. If you have time to analyze, review, visit plans, do things, then you can look at buying your own stocks. But I think this theme is also going to become very, very big. There are more than 55 PAN cards linked to Aadhaar. Only 11 crore unique Demat accounts are there, and only 5 crore unique mutual fund folios are there. The scope is building up really big, and let me tell you, we have just started to scratch the surface. It's going to become very big. So these are the broader themes what we are eyeing, and idea is to have businesses which are growing at 15% plus ROE and earning growth with an expanding profitability margin. We are not limiting ourselves to or maybe buying those businesses which are depleting their profits. We are looking at expanding profitability margin, and at the core of the business, innovation has to be there. That's what we are looking at. So businesses which are innovating, which are futuristic. So I think the digital theme is going to become very big, and we are very bullish on the digital India story. Just before you ask another question, US when moved from 5.5% or 5% of digital spend to 33% of digital spend, there are 10 companies which became more than $1 trillion market cap. We are just around 5.5%. Maybe Sakshi must be spending 60% of her things. I'm doing 40%. Maybe you are doing 30%. But all I'm saying is that overall India is spending only 5%. This wallet share has to go up, and young India is going to drive that, and this is going to become very big.
Right. Good afternoon to you, Kshitij. I just wanted to understand which has been the top performing stock in your portfolio for 2024. What do you intend to do with it for the next 1 year? And of course, which is a stock that may have disappointed you in the returns that it gave, or maybe was negative, and what is your hope with it in 2025?
We run a PMS, and there have been ups and downs in the portfolio. But if you ask about the calendar year 2024, there have been stories like Newland Lab. There have been stories like CDSL. There have been stories, few other stories also, which have done really well for us. In terms of the type of performance which they have given over a period of time, we have Ganesha Ecosphere, which has done really well for us, which is into recycling of plastics, which is a part of a portfolio. Anything which I'm sharing is just for learning purpose, and it's a part of portfolio. It has done really well for us. So I'm saying there have been businesses where on a futuristic part we've been investing into. We have taken some allocation towards HBL Power also. So I'm saying there have been companies which have done really well for us, and we're going to hold them. So whatever we are buying, the opportunity is very big. Whether you take defense opportunity, whether you take Zen Technology, I forgot, again on the defense side, has done very, very good for us. But I'm saying that if you see that these businesses are capable of growing at 25% plus, so yes, we see that. And that's why we are going to hold these companies in our portfolio. We are not going to churn the portfolio for from in terms of these companies. At the same time, one process which we follow, if we have a single stock risk which we never want to take, let's say if allocation to a single stock goes more than 11-12%, we like to trim that position and still hold that company. Business which have not done well, and these are all large capish business which have been little stagnant for over a period of time. One is Reliance and Tata Consumer. These are the two names which have been little sluggish in last 1 year, and we would like to hold these businesses in our portfolio. Reliance today, the entire petchem business is available for free. The valuation for your Geo platform is around 110 billion, and for retail is around 100 billion. Entire Reliance is available less than 200 billion. If you look at Netflix market cap is around 300 billion. So, when all this will demerge, you have Zero Cinema also, which will demerge. Think about the value creation, wealth creation, how this is going to span out. So we are going to hold that. Same is for Tata Consumer. They are consolidating. The pulses and cereal market is around 1.8 lakh crore. The organized, or let's say packet food markets are around 20,000 crore. Once you have per capita GDP going up to $5,000 per capita, things will start looking up and people will start moving towards packed food more. So you'll see this market going to expand. So Sampan, their brand is going to do very well. They are coming out with affordable segment on the Tata on Starbucks side also, where they have realized there's a lot of competition from domestic players. So we are going to hold these businesses, and this is how the nature of this entire stock market is. Some year are going to good for some stocks, some year are going to good for some other stocks. But if you have a conviction, all you have to just believe in your conviction and hold those stocks.
Right, okay. And now comes a point that in 2025, where will you put in all the fresh funds? Because it's the retail money is continuing to flow in despite all the fact that the markets have turned volatile, consolidated with the last 3 months order. So mutual funds money, SIP flows, they are continuing to go pretty strong. So how would you deploy, where would you deploy all the fresh funds? If you could name top 3 sectors or 5 sectors that you're betting big on, and few stocks that you're betting big on as well.
I think one for clearly manufacturing. Now it's not evergreen. It's not a cyclical sector. It has become an evergreen sector. Government is talking about 25% contribution to GDP by 2030. I think in manufacturing, broader theme, and then you have themes like auto, defense, which are going to do well. We have textile part also, some couple of names to our portfolio. We have Gokuldas part of the portfolio. So we are going to hold our conviction in these stocks and going to step up our allocation toward these sectors. Second is obviously, as I mentioned, RTAs and asset management companies we are looking at, and housing finance and NBFCs is what we are looking at, because as we become much more organized across nation, all these things will step up, and things will start looking up for all these companies. We call all CDSLs and CAMs are like, it's basically like a toll naka, whether you open a demat account or a mutual fund folio, they will keep on charging some fees. It's like it works like a visa. The fees is very less, but the number of folios or demat account which are there, when it open, they have their own fees coming their way. Any bonus information, any other information which you get, they have some percentage going their way. So I'm saying these two companies for sure will do very well from here onwards as numbers of demat account and folios will grow. Then the third theme is we see that healthcare is going to become very big. Healthcare right now, overall ecosystem, whether it's hospitals, diagnostics, pharma, contribute only 5% to BSE 500, which is not even the HDFC Bank allocation. So all I'm saying is that in any developed market, the allocation is around 12 to 15%. So I see that healthcare as a part will grow and do very well from here onwards. That's again one of the brightest theme which we are looking at our end. So these are the broader themes what we are going to look at in our portfolios. And then you have energy theme, which is going to become very big. Every big house is looking at how they are going to build up their energy space. You have renewable energy part, which is going to do well. At the same time, transmission energy part also is going to do well. You have power grid. We are talking about 3 crore solar panels, but how you're not going to preserve that energy. You have to take that energy to the main grid. So I think power grid is going to do very well from here onwards. So I'm saying these are the broader things what we are looking at. And above all, as I said, when I talked to you about digital spend or the innovation part, I think new age businesses is what we are eyeing in our portfolio, and that is something which you have to play with lot of level 2, level 3 research at your end, how these businesses are going to make profits, which are the profitable part, how they're going to expand, how they are going to compete with the existing new competition coming their way. I think new age business is something which we are looking at, in our portfolios.
Right. Kshitij, what would be your view on stocks in the pharma and IT space? Forget today as far as IT is concerned, but they have been critical outperformers at a time when the broader indices have had a torrid time with bears. Within these two sectors, what are the representatives that are there in your PMS scheme, and how have they performed? Any new additions that you might be looking to make in pharma and IT?
So in pharma space, we have Laurus, we have Newland, we have Hikal as a new entrant. That's what we have. 3, 4 names are there, which are part of the portfolio, and we are reviewing a couple of more names in the portfolio. Once it will become a part of portfolio, then only I can disclose. On IT space, as I said, we are looking at more of an application-based IT rather than just a pure IT companies. TCS has been a part of our portfolio. Infosys used to be a part of our portfolio. So I'm saying, but HCL is a core part of our portfolio. But you see, in terms of the technology, the way we are going, that's what we are looking at. Whether it's KPIT, which is on the EV side, whether it's, as I said, any application-based business, whether it's Zomato, which is the part of the portfolio, Policy Bazaar, as I said. I'm saying it's more of a application-driven IT. That's what we are much more focused on rather than just the core IT companies. And I see that application-based IT will do much better than what core IT businesses are doing. So that's a broader allocation. But we are going to step up our allocation toward application-based IT companies also over a period of time.
Okay, got that. Just talking about what could be in the offing just in the new year as we step in tomorrow onwards. The first big trigger will be coming in from the US as Donald Trump assumes office. Do tell us, what do you think in terms of news flow and triggers would flow in from there, and what kind of triggers could market be reacting to then from there?
A lot of money has moved toward US in last couple of months' time, and obviously, the money has moved to the bond market also. And we have seen not only from us, many of the emerging markets, we have seen reductions. So I think it is too early to say how things will pan out. But I think another quarter or so, still irrespective of that, we have down almost 3,000 points from the peak of Nifty. But still, I think the valuations are little stretched. My sense is that quarter or so, the earnings will catch up, numbers will start looking better. But at the same time, there are pockets where valuation mismatch is real, and where there's a catch up of price has to happen. So irrespective of markets can be little range bound, but you can see that there can be some pockets that pocket are very much there on the NBFC space, on the banking space. How do you see Bank Nifty irrespective of the underperformance of the last 3, 4 years? This year also, it's hardly done 6, 7%, or maybe 5, 6% only in last entire calendar year. I see that these gaps, you'll see some of the catch up, price catch up with regard to earning on the banking space. At the same time, many of your application based companies also, where consumption driven companies also, we will see many of the companies will start looking up. So I think broadly markets will reward wherever there is a right earning which is coming your way, and the earning season will start. But how US will span out, how he'll going to levy the taxes, how things will happen, I think it's too early to say. We have to wait and watch. But yes, India will wait for its own turn in terms of rate cuts. We were expecting some rate cuts, and they have delayed it a bit. I think the bigger concern is the slowdown of the GDP part, which can actually create much bigger problem than what earnings are going to create problems. So I think we should. I think maybe the central government finance ministry must be taking a call on that also. How are they going to take this forward? Because rate cut is required at this time. And but I think they are watching inflation closely, and food inflation has crossed 8%. So there might be another month or two where we have to wait for the rate cut. But yes, US is going to do a couple of rate cuts this year for sure.
Fair point. 318. Let me just take a detour into the market, Kshitij. There isn't much happening except for the advanced decline, which is now roughly 1500 shares in the green, 890 in the red. Sakshi, you won't believe, but the top contributor to Nifty's up move is actually Kotak Bank and ITC, 18 and 15 points respectively. L&T 9 points higher. Is what the contribution is. ONGC and SBI respectively have contributed 7.5 and 7.5 points each. What's pulled the Nifty down? Well, it's Infosys, ICICI Bank and TCS respectively 25, 22 and 18 points, and that's the reason why you have this flat kind of a trade on the last day of 2024. Record highs, well, Crystal, Lupin, Muthoot Finance to name interesting ones, and of course Radico. This is something that you should be tracking for a while now. Volume buzzers, well, rights, and I have from the railway space RVNL, both of them showing strong gains and very strong volumes. Another new entrant is Reddington. This has been a high beta stock but has disappointed long-term investors. Sometimes it sparkles and the other times it just disappears. Today is the day for it under the spotlight. So there we have it. Ease my trip, 15.8 is the price, 7.5% lower. The promoters selling about 15 percentage point stake in the company. That has happened. Apart from that, we have NLC India, and from the hospital space we have KIMS. Down, but still the volume being fairly sharp. Sakshi.
Absolutely. Kshitij, coming back to you to understand, what else should investors be really looking at? Asset allocation wise, how are you advising investors to really move forward? This time around, we've seen gold and silver outperform. We've seen real estate index as well as the prices, how they have soared in the real estate market, also how that's rallied as well. Markets, of course, are still going to be seeing a lot of overhang, like you also mentioned, that there is a lot of uncertainties which we'll have to, foresee. So, looking at all of these factors, how will you give importance to asset allocation at this point in time, and what should investors be really looking at?
I feel, I think, go back to what asset allocation you have decided, let's say 70-30, and you are 80-20. I think the further allocation should go to fixed income and maybe to gold also.
Okay.
We are very much focusing on our export as a country, and I don't see that currency is going to, INR is going to strengthen against dollar for sure. So I think you'll get some opportunity on gold by virtue of obviously the uncertainty in the global market as well as by rupee depreciation also. Second, on the fixed income side also, GSEC is around 6.8, and your GSEC is around 6.8. And this is a time for next 1 year, you can actually make double-digit return in fixed income also. Obviously, taxation is not in your favor, but still you can make good returns because there are some good options available. And let's say 50 paisa rate cut will also going to come in next 1 year time. Still, you'll end up making 10.5%. Duration is around 10%. The fixed income fund also. But yes, any further allocation in equity also, Sakshi, one should look at to do. This is not a time to do it myself. This is not a time. I think this is the time when you should look at export portfolios. You should look at doing it in a staggered manner because there should be any hurry in these markets. You'll keep on getting opportunity, and market is in a rush to reach any different level. So I think one should look at participating in equity through a staggered manner. If you are already too much exposed in equity and still you want to have some exposure towards equity, then I think balance advantage fund or balance fund is the right set of category through which, or let's say if you want gold also, then we have to talk about gold because it can actually shield the portfolio. It's a very good hedge against volatile market, and you can actually look at multi-asset fund also. So I think in these markets, patience is very important. In these markets, going slow is very important. And in these markets, diversifying to other asset classes is also very important. So depending on whatever suits you, direct stocks, mutual fund, PM, SAF, just do in a staggered manner and do level 2, level 3 research because money making is not going to be that easy. How you have seen in 2021, 22, 23. It's going to be little tough, and markets are going to test everyone's patience.
This is the reason why I invest in physical gold.
I can't hear you.
Any shares
Sorry.
you have for as many billions of dollars.
Sorry.
I was just saying, Kshitij, that's the reason why I invest in physical gold, because no matter how many billion dollars worth of shares you have, you can do nothing with them. You can't show them around, you can't carry them in your car, you can't have your photograph clicked with them. But look at me, gold.
I will
Sakshi, you
love to
laugh
visit
at me a lot.
I would love to visit your
My
studio.
daughter also laughs at the same way.
And I'm saying I would love to visit your studio and have that,
Of course, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, Kshitij.
that one picture with this.
No, I don't wear. I don't wear this to the studio. Yeah, please. You're welcome. Come home, and I'll show you my gold collection. That's where I keep them. I don't travel
That's
wearing
what we.
this
That's
outside my home.
so gold in last 10 years has delivered more than 14% compounding return.
So
If you see,
Yes,
14.
yes, absolutely.
That's why I say the ladies of the house are making much more money than men of the house
yeah,
because
It's the same thing that even Shell said, yeah.
you end up
and without any effort, you see,
without it.
one buy and no sell.
Buy and no sell.
So I learned this lesson long ago, that invest in physical gold, wear it, flaunt it, have fun, and you laugh all the way to the bank as well. And that's the reason why you see, gold financing companies doing so well in India. That's how it is. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful learning experience. When I go to my jeweler and I tell him to make, such stuff at me, first he wants to jump off the second floor, and then he says, okay, this is such a difficult task to make. Nevertheless, then he makes a similar one for himself too. So that's how life is. I'm hoping that someday a jeweler will be seeing our show and he will launch a men's line of, thick gold chains and keep me as his model, be that as it may. Umeed par duniya kaim hai, and we hope that 2025 for you, Kshitij, is far, far better than 2024. With
Like-
that hope and with those expectations, thank you so much for your time. And here's
Thank-
wishing everyone at home a wonderful 2025, to all your colleagues and to you.
Thank you, Sakshi. Thank you, Jack. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kshitij.
Bye. Bye.
All right. 4 minutes to go now as we bid goodbye to the markets in 2024. Finally, just like how you said, Shell, markets are trying to save the blushes. 18 points higher now for the Nifty, 23,662. We are finally ending in the green 2024 year.
Yes, Sakshi, I think it's been a great learning experience, and we've seen terrible lows and phenomenal highs, and we've participated in fear, we've participated in greed. The best thing to say is that we've come out more knowledgeable, more wise, and absolutely ready for 2025. IPOs have been great markets to teach us lessons of how froth and euphoria work. Today's listing in itself is a big example of what the IPO markets are doing. Unimec came out with an issue price of 785. It's now at 1365, up 74%. Intraday high was, I think, 1410. And this has not been just a single flash in the pan. You've seen a lot of money being made in Premier Energies, Wari Energy, MobiKwik. There is a whole host of IPOs that have done phenomenally well in markets. Look at how IKS has done, up 44%. So many of these have been phenomenal outperformers and done the nation proud. We are hopeful that 2025 will be a wonderful year. All indices, save for the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, which are dominated by large caps, which are what FIIs buy, have done a mediocre run. But Sakshi, a $60 billion net sell by FIIs, and the Nifty is still up 8%, shows the resilience of Indian markets and the fact that the future will be brighter still.
Absolutely, Shell, rightly said. 2 minutes to go. Let me wind up today's day and then I'll give you some highlights of the year gone by. Then for the markets, we are ending around 23,660 on the Nifty. Oil and gas has shot up pretty smartly in the latter half today, 1% higher, and to lead this it's ONGC, Oil India. We also have some of the other stocks like IOC, within the OMC space that have contributed to the gains right there. Apart from this, within the pharma pack, there have been very interesting moves that have come in. Pharma, of course, has been the top performing sector for 2024 with 40% returns, viewers. And Aurobindo Pharma, 3% higher, Laurus Labs, Ipca Lab, Lupin, Zydus Life, Glenmark, Granules, Mankind Pharma. These are the stocks that are all up 1% each, contributing to the gains. In the PSU banking basket, that's also on the move today, or ending almost 0.7% higher. You have UCO Bank, Indian Overseas Bank, Bank of Maharashtra, Punjab Sind Bank, SBI, Bank of India. These are the kind of stocks that are actually buzzing strong. In the small cap basket, that's also moved up about 0.5% higher in trade today. So you have RITES, that's moved up 9% from the railways pack. Reddington, that's over 6% higher. Chennai Petroleum, that's up 6%. NBCC is up 5.5%. IFCI, Apar Industries. You have UCO Bank, Jupiter Wagons, BLS International, Keynes Technologies, and Ircon, Railtel. Some of the other railways pack stories that are doing very well in trade today. So top movers on the Nifty today is BEL, 3% higher. ONGC, Kotak Mahindra Bank, that Shell pointed out, is the top contributor on the Nifty gains. Trent, Coal India, ITC. On the lower end, Adani, TCS, Infosys, Shriram Finance, Tech Mahindra as those stocks that are underperforming in trade today. 23,668, the final print for 2024, viewers, 23 points higher as far as the Nifty is concerned. Now to wrap up the entire year, this is the 9th straight year for the Nifty and for the Sensex as well. Both these benchmarks have given 9% returns, and in fact, with 9% uptake, Nifty has actually given second best return in the last 3 years again. Second year of single digit returns is what we've also seen. The mid and the small caps have been outperformers. Both these broader indices have given 24% of returns for 2024. Like I said, pharma is the top performing sector with 40% returns. Realty up 35% as well. And then we have the top movers on the Nifty, including Trent, M&M, Bharti Airtel. These were the top performers for the year 2024 with massive returns on the Nifty. On the lower side, Asian Paints underperformed, IndusInd Bank, Nestle. These were the stocks on the Nifty that fell the most. Amid the mid caps, it was Dixon Technologies as an outperformer within the mid cap stocks in 2024. BSE, Oracle Financial Services and RVNL were the top performers as far as the mid cap stocks are concerned for 2024. On the lower side, Vodafone Idea, AU Small Finance Bank, Bandhan Bank, these were the top laggards as far as the mid-cap stories are concerned. On the Sensex, apart from M&M and Bharti Airtel, it was also Zomato that marked a strong move as far as 2024 is concerned. With that, we wrap up. Shell, anything else you'd like to share? What are your plans for tonight?
Oh, Sakshi, I'll be partying at the press club. No let up in my partying. And a lot of journalists will be meeting, and we'll decide what to do post midnight. I was just checking with our boss what to do. Is tomorrow a holiday? He sent a message, no, not at all, we are working. So I'll be here sharp at 8:30, maybe straight from a party.
Okay, that will be wonderful, and we will get to hear some anecdotes right there from the overnight place. I hope you have a fantastic time. Let your hair down. We've also had, wonderful time hosting a Market Today this entire year. Let's hope we come back to a new year with full of hopes and aspirations, and may this year turn out to be a fantastic one for you, Shell, for everyone back home. and all your friends and family members. Thank you so much, Shrel. And with that, we wrap up, viewers. Many thanks for watching the show and giving us all the love and appreciation that you do on Business Today television. We promise you we'll only get better, and we'll work even harder for all of you to bring you all the action on the markets much better in 2025 right there. Happy New Year to all of you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Market Today. The last 1 hour of trade on Friday, which is also the last working day of this week,